Good afternoon, Mahalia.
Good afternoon, Paul.
Hello,
Hi.
thank you for joining me in your wonderful kitchen there in Street. Um,
Thank
it-
you.
I've really enjoyed catching up with lots of different people across Somerset this year during the second lockdown we've got now. But I was really keen to talk to you, find out a little bit more about your story and your business and your kind of what makes you tick around your business and your passions, really. So
Right.
tell me a little bit about your background, how you got started with your Whole Food Cafe. That would be great.
Okay. So a bit about my background. I am from Guyana in South America, really. So the only English-speaking country in South America. And I moved here to the UK 20 years ago, 19 to be exact, and moved to Street 16 years today.
Wow, 16 years today.
Yes,
Right.
today. Yes. And but my background into getting into whole food really is I had lots of health issues going on. I had 5 miscarriages and lots of health problems I had. And so I wanted to find a more holistic way in addressing my health issues. And so I went down the road of just researching and I fell in love with food all over again because I was just a yo-yo dieter. I
Right.
was constantly dieting all the time. And once I found out the science of food and what food does to our body, I fell in love with food again, and I never looked back. I never diet again ever. The last 5, almost 6 years now. Throw away my scale, and I just went the whole food way. And yeah, I've never been so happier in my life. I've never been so so free, and I don't have to think about um what I'm putting in my mouth because I know it's all good. And so I wanted to share that passion with my customers or friends, because I started really just cooking, and I started out having a pop-up kitchen in my community. And so I would pop up at the YMCA hall once a month, and I'll cook my healthy foods, and my friends will come and take it away. And yeah, and so my friends have been asking, why don't you get into a cafe? Or And I was like, I would never do that because I'd love my job, what I was doing then, because I'd work with adults with learning disabilities and mental health. So I really liked what I was doing, but I also have this passion for cooking and this passion of good, wholesome, and healthy food. And I just wanted to put that together. Um, and then one day I thought, actually, I can open a cafe. And that's how really I got started last year. Um, yeah, I had no experience of running a cafe, so to speak, or restaurant or anything. But saying that, my parents did had a restaurant back home in Guyana, and as a child, I would help out in the restaurant, uh, you know, clean the dishes and help serving at weekends and holidays and things like that. So that's the only experience I had, and a restaurant there and a restaurant here in the UK is two different things. So I had no experience at all, but I just jumped into it, and here I am today.
Brilliant. So yeah, it really comes across your passion, obviously, for food, and you say it's that lifestyle element as well, isn't it? Really, and how important it is, healthy eating, and like you're saying, feeling so much better for it. And
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
so in street, so you opened up last year.
Last year, last
Yeah.
August. So it's a year now. Um, but most of it we were on the lockdown. um, yeah, just when my business was uh, getting up there and starting to thrive, coronavirus came, and yeah, it
Yeah.
just
So
snakes. But sorry.
obviously today we're in the second lockdown that's gone in, and obviously the your place is closed in terms of people coming in. But are you how have you adapted in terms of the business, or what are you looking to do?
Well, actually, I'm going to go backwards a bit
Okay.
because when I opened last year, my idea was to offer healthy takeaways to my community. But people came in, and my customers came in and wanted to sit in, so I had to adapt to sitting in,
Right. Okay.
and I quickly, quickly, you know, get dishes and stuff because I only had boxes for takeaways and things. People wanted to sit in and just enjoy the atmosphere, and so I had that idea of takeaway. So I kept that concept anyway alongside sitting in. So for me, it was just natural to do that.
Yeah.
And so it's not much I had to adapt to, but just say, well, it's only takeaway. Well, we all know it's only takeaway. But yeah, so it wasn't really a hard thing for me to do because I already had that alongside what I do here.
That's good because lots of people in similar situations have not had to do that before, change that. So you were say quite a good place, having started there and then gone into people coming in, and it's a really important for communities for people to that we kind of crave to meet up face to face. But we've all had to adapt to how we do things this year because it's just been
Yeah.
such a strange year, and to kind of go back now to going back to the sort of takeaways and having to shut doors and stuff, it seems so strange.
Yeah.
You kind of got back going again, and then we kind of had to rethink things. So
Rethink. And even only last month, about 3 weeks ago, I've opened up my back at the back garden so customers can have a more open space to sit in. So I have a gazebo or a marquee and a kind of a tropical theme going on at the back there, with benches and tables and things, so people actually feel safe.
yeah,
But I had to shut that. Um, yeah, so that was kind of a blow there, but I'm still grateful that I can offer my healthy takeaways to my customers. So
yeah. As I say, obviously, it's been quite a roller coaster and learning lots of things. And since you opened the
yeah.
doors, I was quite interested in the types of food that you serve. Tell me about some of the dishes that you have on offer.
Right, okay. Because I'm also a health coach, and and one of my challenge was to get my children um, skin allergies under control through diet. And so I have a vast knowledge of intolerance and allergies.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, so I have lots of customers who come in who has allergies, and so most of my foods are gluten free because you can cook lots of yummy, delicious, healthy foods that don't need to have gluten in it. It's just you know natural foods. If you
Yeah.
cook natural, you don't need to add all these uh, things to your food that can cause your body to react to it. So if you so that's so I have a gluten-free range. I have a vegan and vegetarian range as well, and I also obviously for meat eaters. So I cater for everyone really, but I focus more on well not sort of focus, but all my foods are gluten free except some bagels. That's the only thing has gluten
Yeah.
in there. But I also do gluten free bagels as well.
All right. So yeah, so quite a range then. And I guess people are more savvy now about what they're eating and how that, how that adapts your body and how they, how it, how important it is to know what you're having. And then the mood, obviously mood has a big impact on the right foods that you're eating. And
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. From the time you put something in your mouth, or some from the morning, it whatever you put in your mouth does affect your mood, your the way you think as well. Um, it just affects your whole body, and uh, and that's what I like um about food. So um, and it changes with the season as well. So how we eat seasonally affect our mood as well. So like now it's kind of winter, coming into winter, autumn, winter, and lockdown. So
yeah,
we want to be eating food that actually help our brains to function properly, and so we wouldn't get all down in the dump.
yeah,
So yeah, it is very important that we understand how we eat and what we put into our body.
yeah. I was just
Very,
like
very.
you touched on a really good point then about say healthy eating during lockdown and it's. I was just thinking about. I mean, it's very difficult. I got two teenage girls, and it's difficult to make them eat healthy stuff. One of my eldest is like she only like stuff that's yellow. Like
Yeah,
chips, and it's nightmare with her even at 16. Whereas her sister will try lots of healthy food, and I guess it's
yeah,
a lot of it is getting them to try stuff that they might like, but eating stuff that's that brain food. So my eldest, she had her GCSEs this year, and we made sure that we changed her diet. You need to be eating more healthy. You need to be sleeping well, because they spend a lot of time on phones, which is a nightmare in itself.
yeah.
But having that good rich food that's going to give you that energy, because a lot of people take those shortcuts, particularly with sugar, don't they? In terms of
Oh
eating
yes,
badly, fizzy drinks and things that just make your body crash, don't they?
absolutely. And my cakes especially, I use non-refined sugars, so unrefined sugars in my food, like coconut sugar and things like maple syrup. So my cakes as well that I offer to my customer, have customers who say, when I come to your cafe, I know I can enjoy a piece of cake that I don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
And it's again the mood, because when you eat refined sugar, it really affects your mood, affects your hormones in general. Yeah, so it is important. I'm good on you that you've actually persuade your daughter to change her diet
Yeah, I
while
think
taking her GCSEs.
it can be really difficult, and I think we got there in the end. And she's trying to get her to eat fruit and vegetables is very tough. She doesn't like really doesn't like certain foods, and it's quite strange. Like I said, where her sister will try lots of different things, which is good. And I just want to say, you mentioned about the intolerances and allergies, and so we're much more aware now, aren't we, of how that can impact us and how say particular foods can trigger certain reactions and affect you. And looking at your blog, you need lots of information, and actually you say you're sort of coach in terms of food. There's loads of information on your website about that comes across with your passion and your understanding of the different foods and how they affect everybody really in their daily lives.
Absolutely. And food should be really, I say, an individual thing, but obviously, it's not practical to have to eat on an individual basis, because we all do have our own DNA, and what will trigger something in you may not do the same to me. And so it's very important that when you eat or whilst eating, you pay attention to what's happening in your body, or how the food affects your body. Um, People go along their lives and live their lives and have no idea what is causing them pain. That you know, pain in your body is a reflection of what you eat. Um, and they go along happily all the days of their lives living with pain. But if you really pay attention to the food you eat, you will really realize actually what I'm eating is contributing to the pains in my body. There's yeah, so there's lots of intolerance and allergies that, if you can only just tweak it, um, you don't necessarily have to take that whole food group out of your diet, but just maybe a particular food that may not be, um, it may not like your body really.
Yeah, I think this year, because I've slipped, to be honest, Mahalia. I've slipped in terms of my what I've been eating. I'm gonna be good after this, I promise. But I joined the gym kind of tail end of last year, and I think it was the first time I've been really conscious about the types of foods I'm eating in terms of nuts, pulses, protein. I never had big arms, but they got worse now. But I was very conscious about the food I was eating before and after sort of training, and I did notice there's a huge difference in my mood and obviously the tiredness,
Yeah.
and how much that goes hand in hand with say your body, fuel in your body. And there's a lot of people that my wife, for instance, and some of the girls, they skip breakfast and things like that, and you can have that kind of crash where your body's craving that kind of food,
Exactly.
and it makes a
Yeah.
big difference.
It does. And listening to your body tells you exactly what's happening. It tells you what it needs. So it's you tuning in really to your body. I mean, the health problems I had, um, you know, from miscarriages to ovarian cysts to fibroids, it's all these women issues.
Yeah.
And eating healthy, I've managed to shrunk the fibroids. I've managed to eliminate the cyst, and I am I am thriving now, healthy. Yeah, so it is very, very important, I think, and that's what I like to get across to my customers. I also have this women's group I have on my Facebook, which I help them to um to look at their body, their hormones especially, and eat to address their moods and hormone cycles.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well,
Yeah,
I'll certainly be sharing some of the obviously the links to your website and maybe the Facebook page, and see the things that you're talking about there. But really, it is, yeah, it's just taking care of your health, isn't it, and looking after yourself. And
definitely.
I think,
And more so
yeah,
now with pandemic is yeah.
it is, and it's like it's hand in hand with exercise. So I was out this morning into town. So day one of lockdown two. But there was some people that were sorry, one second. Phone's going. Yeah, there were. Sorry, apologies. Yeah, there was lots of people that walking, getting some fresh air. And it's really important to say what you're eating, fresh air, etc. And your
Hmm.
mental health's a big important thing as well, isn't it? At the moment,
Definitely,
particularly.
definitely, mental health plays, and again, it goes back to food, as I said earlier. Um, and you know, what we actually put in is a reflection of what we are really. You know, our mental health depends on what we eat.
Yeah,
It definitely depends on what we eat, and then when what we eat, then obviously you do need some other therapies, for example, like exercise and that. But I think the most important thing is what we put in our body.
yeah. As I say, it's like
Definitely.
this, like your second brain, isn't the stomach, and how it functions all your body and
Definitely.
keeps you going, and say your mood and everything like that. It's so important.
Yeah, your brain linked to your gut, and if you haven't got a healthy gut, then you will have an unhealthy brain, or your mental health will obviously be affected.
Yeah, and going back to sort of street as a place, there's a nice community in street, isn't there? We've been there several times, and the people there, and I guess how's everybody adapting over there? Are they keeping
Yeah,
well?
over the virus, the pandemic, yeah, I think everybody has been sensible, as I can see. And yeah, I don't think we've had many incidents over here,
Yeah.
uh, of police had to get involved or anything like that I hear in other towns and cities.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good
Yeah,
to hear. That's really good. Well, I've really enjoyed chatting to you, finding out more about your journey, and say you've obviously learned a lot in that since August last year in terms of adapting your business. So thank you so much for your time. I will share the links, Mahalia, to your Facebook page and your website. People can go and obviously get in touch with yourself. And obviously during lockdown, the meals, the takeaway sort of side of things is
definitely, definitely.
really
So
important.
healthy meals, healthy takeaways, smoothies, everything, everything healthy down here, but still very flavorsome,
Yeah.
very flavorsome. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Look after yourself and keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thanks, Em.
Thank
Bye
you, Paul.
now.
Nice
Bye.
talking to you. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye.